Hello. Hello, hi. Looks fine right now, yeah. Okay. That looks okay right now. Regardless. Well, it's probably because I'm like in this bright white area. Also, it's not helping. But yes, hi, how are you guys today? Hope you guys are doing good. I am just eager to continue playing this game. So, what are we doing today? I want to either continue more with the MSQ or continue with the Crystal Tower. I don't know which one I'm doing today, but I think we're going to find out relatively soon, depending on which of my friends will be able to join me. So let's see. I'm just going to do this real quick, because I did not do this the other day. I changed up my UI a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier for me to, like, glance at and be able to tell, okay, disembowel's going down. I should put that back up. And I found out this is on the second phase, so I'm at least, like, almost 500 light into it, so it's getting close to being able to be leveled up. Let me get out of here. Let me just do that first. Let me get out of this area, and then maybe my face won't look completely fucking bad. What am I doing? I am going to continue part of this storyline, the Crystal Tower one, and then I'm going to potentially... I'm gonna go to there to unlock the next part of the raid, and then while I'm waiting for other people who might want to join in to help, I'm going to just do a couple other things. Also, for those who are subscribed to the channel, which I'm hoping that this won't have to be a thing for long, we hit a new subscriber milestone, so now everyone has access to the tier 1 Laulov emote. So, that's fun. Garahatia is ready to address the assembled Fellowship of Noah. Okay, Grahatia. That's what you got. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Remboros will be presiding over the meeting. If you'd be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Oh, well, that... Okay. Easy.
Welcome back, Losa. I've just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to know that you seem none more worse from the experience. Now as for your reference, I've begun to add my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report, and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you only need to ask. Now, if there are no objections, I'll begin the summary of Expedition Key's accomplishments.
I think I need more skill speed. Well, that was simple. I thought it'd be a little bit more, but... Oh, my voice ranger's still on.
In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Losa's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with the century heavily augmented by Algaean technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above the ground by a chaotic shifting of Earth. It has been reawoken. As it seems increasingly likely, the Tower's secrets will prove too dangerous to share with the world. We have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the question of which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go.
A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth have any indication.
Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as exhaustive analysis of the tower's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, I trust this task to you.
It will be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. Wait, oh, fuck, what was this voice? Oh, am I? Don't forget about us.
It's like you said, Chief. We founded the Ironworks to make sure the technology was used for the right reasons, and that means to make sure that it's not being used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here. I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I to witness this valiant tale foretold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire.
You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garlon's investigation.
As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. What a pouty-faced little bitch. Pray, do not mistake my intent, Losa, for I am well aware that I will never be such a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be it as it may, I pray, do not allow your skills to rust from disuse from the coming pause. You will need it for the your fighting fit, for the subsequent forays ought to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than a brief glimpse of which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze into the glory of the Algian Empire.
With that encouraging thought to mind, it's time to bring this assembly to a close. As all mark the tasks at hand, our next expedition may begin all the more sooner. Meeting adjourned.
It's probably for, like, the next patch, but because, like, you know, how it is, we won't have to worry about that, I don't think. Hello?
Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed and begin to understand the relevance you place on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the Algian Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the Ultima weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with.
What the... The fucking light switch maneuver worked, these bad boys, the Beetleborgs!
I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had greater destiny in mind for me. And so, as long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on. Sid, do not disappoint me.
I didn't think he'd be back, like, already. Oh, shit. Yeah. Ambrose is frustrated over Noah's lack of progress over Crystal Tower.
Ah, 'tis you, friend. You're doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I am ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, it's not the same can be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside of it.
You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially? In like manner, the doorway to the principal spire, the Cycrus Tower, the Algaeans called it, is also protected by technology that's far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick that we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, I'm at a loss.
Aye, it is discouraging. We cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. To regain entry into the tower, I fear your talent shan't avail us. We will require time, and I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scour such ancient text as we have on hand.
Perhaps we could be of assistance. Probably Biggs and Wedge, or something. Oh, never mind, it's not.
And you are?
Yeah, who are you? Who are you? Who are you guys? That's a good question.
Be at ease, friends. We share the self-same goal. I am... Yenny? I'm Innie. My companion called Dogga. We are scholars of Algaean civilization, sent by the students of Baldcian to assist in your endeavors.
Wait. But Baldcian fell. Like, isn't the entire Isle of Baldcian, like, underwater? It's kind of suspicious. I don't trust this. Unless we know about that. Looks like they're wearing the... Oh, wait, shit. Sorry, I clicked it. Sorry.
You claim to be at the students' behest, but received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in light of recent developments in the Isle of Val, I think there are more pressing concerns.
Indeed. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help.
What is it? What is it? Goraha.
'Tis nothing. It was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather, unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Algaean eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be a unique trait amongst the Algaeans, yet I inherited it from my father as he did his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye, and all my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me.
My deepest apologies. We have no answers for you. The only thing is certain that those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alga. As your eye has been placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come to fill our destiny. Absurd as it may sound, it is the truth.
Why, it seems we have aught to lose by accepting their aid, would you say?
If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet to know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldcian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. At this moment, I name Uni and Dogga, advisory members of Noah. Now without further ado, let us examine the Cycrus Tower entrance.
I promise you, you'll have no cause to regret your decision.
Hello, sir. I should be so obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He'll brief you on the situation.
and I shall join you, Lusa. With Uni and Dogger's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I'm hopeful we'll finally see progress.
Where's this guy? I told you to stay here. What, you think I'm a fool?
Oh, cool. They got the white mount. I didn't even know you could get the white one. Well, Vincent Losa, eager into the Cyrus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. I'm sure you already heard, though, that the place is looked up as tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going for the chief. He'll appreciate your help. If you'll follow me, I'll take you right to him.
Hey, Spooky, how you doing? Yeah, I am drinking water again. Unfortunately, I just love drinking water. So much. How are you doing today, Spooky? Oh. Thank you. Well, I got some coffee right here, so how about I drink the coffee? I appreciate your help. Thank you so much for helping me out. Hydrate.
Ah, some fresh faces to lift the spirit and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Uni and Dogger. They are scholars of ancient Alga, sent here by our friends of the Baltsian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. There's a hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. I always lose this accent, God. Where to begin? Let me show you where we stand. Beyond rises Ceres Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the peripheral front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it open. It's sealed by some mechanisms whose workings are another mystery to us. Having no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magic cannon. Nothing so far put so much as a scratch in it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ash like the 8th Sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue that we have here is this elaborate device carved within it. A man and a woman. Respectant. I'll gain authority to be my judge. Precisely who these individuals are, I cannot say. Nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, is purely decorative.
Oh, hello. It's referring to them. Is there royal bloodline? Is that what we're getting at?
If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed. Why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open on its own accord?
I don't trust this. I don't trust this. I don't trust this. Doing good. Can't stay for long, however. It's pretty late, however. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Had a good day at work. Just decided to, after cleaning the house, doing some floor mopping and vacuuming, to stream a little bit. Hopefully unlock the second part of the tower, which I might be able to get through tonight. And then maybe do more MSQ? I don't know. But yeah, have you done anything spooky? Have you seen any more spooky movies? Because I got to see one last night. I saw Session 9, and I actually really, really dug it. A lot.
don't think any of us expected that to happen. Seven Hells! What is this? What did you do? What are you?
Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Oh, this is Nero, whatever. Is virtue guarded by the gates impenetrable, only to those of royal bloodline answerable. Exactly as was passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Yeah, there he is. Beg pardon for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the unremarkable playthings you've acquired.
Nero? You're still alive?
Garland. If I didn't know better, I'd say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In the light of our recent meeting, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion, for all intents and purposes, defunct. And my associates, from what it means, a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. I've been roaming this land of Eorzea, a regular internant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounded positively fascinating, so I decided to come here and join you.
After all the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible?
If you're suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtlessly aware, the Crystal Tower is a symbol of the ancient Algaea might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open this gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys.
Well, you mean to say that these two are descended from Algaean royalty?
Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty. Living keys born of Algaean ingenuity. Clones, I believe the name of your curators gave your kind. Is that not so? Twould seem that the time for our concealment has passed. Pray, please accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims.
If it pleases you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There's much more to tell.
I do not trust them. I do not trust these people at all. I sort of trust Nero because I know we can kick his ass, but I don't know anything about the Algaeans.
Very well.
Jump scares are overrated anyway. I am okay with jump scares, truth be told, as long as there's a good build up to it. You know? In essence, I think most film scares are inherently jump scares, just as most cuts, most weird cuts in a film are still cuts. Most transitions are cuts in editing. But with jump scares, I'm fine if it's well crafted build up to the scare. If it's just literally rah, in your face, yeah. with like no build up or no a very predictable like, oh, dumb fake out and then the jump scare, I'm like, nah, you could do better than that. But yeah, if you like those really slow atmospheric movies that are not jump scary at all, you would probably really like Session 9. It's probably my favorite movie I've seen this year for my 31 horror movies.
Seven hells. Do you seriously mean to fool us around?
Come, Garland. You should know better than to think that I spoke in jest.
What one will take you to be reconciled?
A gift, perhaps? Ta-da!
An Algaean tombstone. It holds information that I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. I used to be the jealousy guarded by the property of the 14th Legion. But it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. And I look forward to working together, old friend.
I don't trust that fucker for a fucking moment. I don't trust both these people. All three of these people are untrustworthy. What do you think? Let us hear what Una and Daga have to say. It'll be too late to decide upon a course of action afterwards. It goes without saying that Nero can't be trusted. We'll do well to keep an eye on him at all times. The Chief and Nero go way back to the Magitek Academy. It's an exclusive school situated in the capital, reserved for the Empire's brightest elite. I don't know the nitty-gritty details, but they didn't get along back then. And they don't get along now. Fate's a bastard for bringing them together again. To think the Algaeans could make copies of people. If this knowledge were to come and fall in the wrong hands, and the world become a terrible place, I started to imagine a dozen pigs shouting at me all day long. Oh, and you are a bunny. Where's Nero? Oh, there he is. Okay. Let's talk to him. May not have gotten off to the best starts, but the past is the past. Yesterday's enemies can yet be friends. Do you not agree, Warrior of Light? I don't know, man. You gotta... I don't know. I really don't know, but I don't trust I don't trust any of these three fuckers. I don't. I trust him a slightly more than these, because he's not gonna be a giant threat at the moment. He doesn't have his technology. He doesn't have magic, so I don't think he'll be that much of a threat, without like knowledge of the Algaean stuff. These two already lied to us, already came over suspicious, and are clones of royalty. So I really don't trust these fuckers.
If we were to listen, we shall tell you all. It pertains as closely to your investigation as your leader, Remboros, may wish to be present.
Hold up, why is Discord not popping up? Oh, I'll get that after the cutscene, sorry.
Before we begin, pray, allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you've already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of the Blade Scion, Abaltian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people that once existed, given life through Algaean technology. It's rather a lot to take in. Would it not be considered unseemly, might I ask, why you and yours were created? More specifically, what is it you're seeking to do now? Answering your question requires we revisit Algaean history. Pray bear with us. The Algaean Empire reached its zenith long before Archaim came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Algaean pride.
Oh, the music.
Parents took their children there so that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the entire empire. The prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. Only a matter of generations, the Argaean civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell to despair. Its former lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the prideful state of its affairs, one technologist made its mission to restore Alga to greatness. Amon was his name. He believed that the ailing empire wanted for a potent ruler, and none more potent than its founding father whom he sought to resurrect. A founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zandel. Whatever, I don't know his name. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Empire's descendants. We were products of that experiment. Copies of Yuna and Doga. Historical records mention the reigns of two Argaean empires named Zand. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, it was a custom not common among royalty and commoners alike to think that the two, in fact, were one and the same. Aye. Thunder returned from the grave and assumed its throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Empire restored its claim to glory once it knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with it all. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Argaean domination, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been given a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zan turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness his power, he converted the Crystal Tower to a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven Hills. Is it a megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? At least this one doesn't belong to us. Being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zaid is very much alive. Within the Cyrus Tower he still abides. His ambition burning all more ardently for his empire's collapse.
Agreed, some horror movies should allow it too much without creating atmosphere. Abso-fucking-lutely. 110% spooky. Absolutely.
Wielding the power of darkness, he requires prodigious amounts of energy not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dolamond was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, there was a miscalculation that resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land, triggering an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era.
Wow, look at this. This place looks fucking rad.
In the blink of an eye, the almighty Argaean Empire was laid to rest. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking to the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zan's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were made to remain till the time was ripe to reawaken, or awaken, whichever, you know. Tomato, tomato, can't really pronounce it all in the same way. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dolamond was summoned back to Earth, its descendants triggered by the seventh umbral calamity. In the wake of within the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At the moment, Emperor Zand awakened. and his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Though his empire now little more than a faded memory, he will not stop at nothing to see his ambitions realized. "'Tis for no other purpose than to put an end to Zan's madness we exist. This mantle we have been inherited from our namesakes, the true Una and Dorga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart the Emperor, and gave into their wheels, that we might carry on their mission should they fall. When we came close to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberately took a course of action, but concluding we were alone and we could not overcome Zand, we sought to find a worthy ally. It's taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary woman that can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Losa Shalter, we are confident that we can put an end to Zan's dark ambition, once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I can see why you knew about the students of the Balsion, among hosts of other things. You were observing our investigation from the start, the whole time.
Yes, Taki, we reached a goal with subscription, so I added that as a new tier 1 emote. So more people can use the Lao Love emote.
So, what shall we do here, Losa? World's in grave danger again, and just so happens you're an expert at saving it.
Where's Nero? Where the fuck is that Nero? Where is Nero?
You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Argaean Emperor's dark past lay to rest. It's been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of Argaean civilization. But what is worth that knowledge, if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think the tower's secrets may have come lost to us, but the greater good must come ever first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Ura, Un and Dorga, living, breathing Argaeans. So, I hereby declare change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off the Cyrus Tower. These dark secrets must never know the light of day. Losa, as you did us for the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate the hostile elements inside. Suffice to say, this includes the Emperor himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine our way to isolate the Cyrus Tower from the outside world. To work, then! Oh, posture check. Thank you, Kraid, for the posture check.
I don't know how I'm going to do a posture check whenever, like, I have a standing desk, when I'm standing up. I still don't fully trust these guys, but Nero's being really shady.
Wait. There's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean?
That's when you add a stretch. Good point.
You inherited that trait from your father, you said. No, their clones were unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Argaean eye, as you call it, is the royal eye. owing to the fact that the trait manifests only those in possession of royal blood. I can all explain why your eye runs in your line, though I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you're doubtlessly impatient to learn the truth, pray, have patience. All will be revealed in due time.
Suine, is that your name? Suine? Or Sun? I don't know how you like to pronounce your name, but hey, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing okay today. I am trying to unlock the next part of the Crystal Tower raid, so that we can, Suine? Okay, Suine. In this Final Fantasy XIV game. So, I did part 1 yesterday. That was fun. I died a lot. People laughed. It was great. And now we're just trying to do the second part, to get that unlocked. And then we're probably gonna do it with friends.
My apologies, I've given you cause to worry. I'm quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there's been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. The Cyrus Tower awaits us!
And I'm probably mispronouncing that name entirely.
Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zand himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength.
That's kind of ominous.